Okay, top of the hour, time to get started. Tony, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. So, in the background here, let me just show people what we're looking at. So, we're looking at the new kind of redesigned Travel Scrooge site, and with what we got here. So, what you were trying to do is just to set it up in such a way that it has all the elements that you
Yeah,
wanted to have.
yeah.
Hey, Vish, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Fred?
Good. We're going over Tony's new site here, so I'd like your input as well. So the point was to make it so that people, when they come to this site, are immediately presented with the things that anybody concerned about travel would be concerned about. Now, my only thing when I look at this, I love Kayla's. By the way, Kayla did the logo for him, Avish.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. And just to give you a quick update, Kyle landed a very, very top Hollywood agent.
Whoa!
Wow.
Wow.
Yep. And
Okay.
so he's having a meeting sometime next week, which I won't be able to be at, but he will be there, taken in by mom. Um, Tony, my first thought is the bah humbug to overpriced travel is that tagline is too small.
Okay.
I mean, we got a lot of this blue space right here. You see where my cursor is?
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of real estate there that where we can basically tell people what this site is about. So if we went bah humbug to overpriced travel, not huge, we could have a huge area here in which we could say, you know, here's the thing. Now, is this video something that we can try?
No, That's my next step is to do that 1 minute video explaining what Travel Scrooge is all about.
Okay, because people will, some people don't like to click on videos. They want to see it in print. And so what you need to do is quickly tell them. And basically, I think a line here would be something like uh, get huge, get massive discounts on fancy travel for low prices or whatever. In other words, because remember, Avish, his niche isn't trying to show people how to travel cheap. It's showing people how to travel cheap with really good. So in other words, first class travel for 60% off, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So Tony, I think we need to use this real estate here for those people who don't like to click on videos to tell them the story. There you have it. I just got something in my email box from some provider I use that's promoting some new thing, which actually maybe we should go check out. But anyway, I'll look at that and tell you guys about it later next week. So so here we got home, airfare. Are all of these links clickable, or is this just the design?
No, I just wanted to show you the homepage design, and I was going to put it on a different platform.
Now, yeah, the only thing that I would do is I like the idea of having each of these buttons look like what they are. So this airfare should look like a plane. And I like the idea of it being maybe round even.
Okay, can you take
Hotels,
a look downward? Because I actually put
yeah,
graphic, like an infographic with that. So sorry.
yeah, cool. Car rentals. I'd rather see a car than a bus.
Oh, for
Cruise,
sure, sure, sure.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
playing around with the clipboard.
Yeah, so this is, well, yeah, and I mean, again, we're on the right track, definitely. I
Good.
think that these buttons up here should sort of, look like this, but this is good. So, um, perfect. Yeah, this is good. And yeah, we're definitely on the right track here. Now, the other thing is we're going to have to, what we're going to do in the video. Remember, we got to ask ourselves, what's the main purpose of this site? So let me ask you that. So when I say, you know, what's the main purpose of this site? The answer is, Tony?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just actually reading about my concept, what I wanted to do for this. So I wanted to tell a story that everyone can relate to, kind of an animation story about the frustrations, the trials and tribulations of trying to go through getting your own travel deals met,
Well,
and then having someone
that
go through that.
that's
So,
important,
so
but before
yeah,
we put that together, we have to
yeah.
answer this question.
Hmm. to provide beginner travelers with a wide variety of different strategies, tips to help them with their travel needs.
In a word, no.
No.
What's the
No.
main purpose, Avish? What's the main purpose of the site?
It's hard
To get people to buy something?
Yeah, buy or what?
Okay.
Oh yeah, get the opt-in information.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Now we
Yeah.
do that by giving them some cool stuff, but our main purpose is to get them to either buy or give us their email address. So what we want is best option is buy. Second best is give us their email address. So we've got to keep thinking about that as we put anything together relating to this site.
Okay. So is there like a form field that you want designed along where the video is, or?
Yeah, what we'll need to do is we'll need to have something, some kind of a popover or something that floats in that says, so what we have to figure out is what are we going to offer people? And so there's two things. Buying is probably not going to happen unless they go directly to something on their own. But what are we going to give them? So what's the bribe?
So maybe with what you were talking about with those categories with airfare and car rentals and hotels and such, maybe giving them some type of free report that connects with all of those categories.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people who come to this site, will obviously, some people are going to be mainly interested in airfare, some people mainly hotel, mainly this, mainly this. So in our freebie offer, we have to give them something that will appeal to any of these groups, or I mean to all of the groups. So it would be something like, in this free report, champagne travel on a beer budget. Subtitle something like, 13 tips to maximizing, to getting the greatest deals on blah, 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 blah. And so underneath there, then there'd be some bullet points, maybe with check marks in front of them that says, again, how to get 60% off a round trip first class airfare. How to save 72% on hotel in any city. How to get a car rental for under $10. So in other words, my idea would be that whatever the opt-in page is, there are different categories that set. So in other words, it goes something like put your email address in here to get our free report, how to travel large on a small budget. Something like that. And then, and underneath it, here are the bullet points, airfare, hotels, and those are the bullet points that will go underneath there. In other words, so we put a really good, so put your email address here to get our free report. We come up with a better name than this, obviously. And then our bullet points underneath it are the 5 elements, which are, airfare, hotel, cruises, all inclusive, and what was our other one? Rental cars. Yeah. So in other words, we want to make sure that our free report that we give to people to get them to give us now, because the progression here, and Avish, I don't know if you were on the call where we talked about this. Our goal is, the sell is going to. We've got 2 sort of sell areas for Tony. One is the monthly travel tips or whatever, or a monthly the continuity
membership.
Yeah, monthly membership. which is going to be 3-tiered. It's going to be, 11, 22, 33, and then we're going to start with 4 or 5 individual products, and each of those again are airfare, hotel, cruises, all inclusive, and rental cars. So in other words, we're going to have, once we launch this, we want to have these elements up and ready to go. Now the nice thing is, like I said, that the way that we're going to sell the monthly membership is, it's great to have all these products, but this industry is changing rapidly, and there may be special deals, and we may be able to negotiate special deals with the cruise lines, or we may be able to get something just for our members, et cetera, et cetera. So before we can, we want to have the site design going up, but before we have everything launched, we want to be able to have 4 to 5 individual products, and these products can be, video / audio, and they'll be on these various different things. And by the way, the most effective way, Tony, you've got ScreenFlow, right?
Yep.
So the most effective way, I think, to do this would be to show people how you get airfare, to show people how you get the hotel deals, to just have them sort of be looking at your computer as you're talking them through it. And what ScreenFlow allows you to do is have your face and you're talking like over in the corner in a small piece, and so you can be talking them through it while you're doing it. You say, now here's what I'm doing. I'm going and doing this and blah 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 blah, and that would be perfect for all of these items here.
Well, I did a test on that, Fred. So when I was trying to get comfortable with ScreenFlow, I did a ScreenFlow video of me, like you just described, and I recorded it on MP4, a 17-minute skit, how to go through Priceline.com.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so now where is that? Do you have that on your computer?
It's actually on my hard drive. Yeah,
okay.
It's on my computer.
Well, let me give you the screen, and why don't you show it to us?
Actually, I can't do it well with this screen. It's on my Apple, so I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so then, I'd like to see that,
Yep.
and it would be good. So you did the test drive, and what did you think of what you created?
I thought it was like, wow, I've never seen myself do that before. So it's it's awesome that I can actually set it and forget. I teach it once, and then it pretty much sells itself.
So in other words, you were suitably impressed with your own work.
I can't believe how good I was. I'm sorry. It's pat myself on the back, guys.
That's funny. But so in other words, it was good.
Well, it's like you're creating a product, right? It's like, if I watch this as a customer, do I get value out of this?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that what you just did there, by the way, Priceline is kind of a generic program that's good for anyone. I would be thinking about, and by the way, don't worry about, now in 17 minutes, did you feel like you gave people a pretty complete description, or were there gaps?
No, I went through the whole process of how to name your own price on hotels, but if you get through a lot of my teachings, you have to go to other sites. So I just help people understand what Priceline.com can do and what this whole thing is about name your own price and bidding for a hotel. And I went through them, and I actually did it. But there's a lot more to it than I tell people on the video, but this is kind of how you have to do it, because people are really fearful of something that they don't know how it works, and they're fearful of getting ripped off by bidding too much or whatever. So
okay, now
I just kind of did that.
If Avish bought this product from you at 17 minutes, what price point would he feel like he got a great deal? How much would you have to charge for him to feel like this was a great deal?
Ooh, trick question. Well, for me, using this information, I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer your question directly, Fred. What I tell people is, I teach you this. You can get $50 hotels, 4-star hotels for $50 anywhere in the world.
Okay,
so I give them. So I can teach them how to do that.
Did you explain that in 17 minutes?
Yeah, I actually put the title. If I look at the title, I actually watermarked and titled it. And if I can get it up here, I'm sorry, give me 2 seconds. Yeah. The Travel Scrooge Way, lesson number 1, $50 night at a luxury hotel in minutes.
Okay, Avish, how much would you be willing to pay for that?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to lowball, but my gut says if I came across that, I'd be thinking like a $17 ebook.
Right? It's probably going to be in a video form. So in other words, let me ask you this, Avish. If you paid like just under $20 for that and it was 17 minutes long and you felt that it honestly showed you how to do that, would you feel like you got value?
Yeah, if I paid that much for it and it delivered on that and I was able to do it, yeah.
Okay. So Tony, I don't really know. We're not really going to worry about price right now. What I'm more concerned about is if you put that video together, you put that title on it, at the end of that video, would Avish know, would I know exactly how to do it? In other words, did you lead us so that there's no confusion?
Yes, I actually went through it like a fine tooth nail or whatever the term is.
Fine tooth
I
nail.
actually, yeah. So I actually put people through that together step by step, and this is what I would do.
Okay,
I've
good.
actually kind of explained the process, and then I actually practiced the process or demonstrated the process.
Good. I mean, I think that this all ties in with our goal here, which is to have, products at, different price points, starting with, something that's under $10, and then under 10, 10 to 30, and then 50, and then 100. And in your case, it's probably going to be more lower end stuff. But I think that you could do, $17 little videos like that in a lot of different areas. You could, whenever you come up with an idea, record a ScreenFlow video and put it together. I'd like to see you have, 25 or 30 of these little videos. Because
I can do easy.
Yeah, well then do it and make sure that you, you do it specifically. Like, say for example, there was something specifically on how to do Avis rent-a-cars. Do a video just on that.
Okay.
So that you start accumulating these. Let's not worry about what we're going to charge for it right now. Let's worry about creating the stuff, because the thing that we want to do is we want to get this website hooked up, and we want to make sure that we have something to give people for free. So your first goal is to figure out what are we going to give to people for free that's going to be their free report. And again, we don't want to give away everything, but we want to make it so that they go, wow, that free report really had some good stuff in it. So a little bit, think about what you would do for that.
Well, definitely, and I like what you've done already. So it's kind of like you tie it all in under the theme of high-end on the cheap travel with all the categories under one report.
Yeah, and so I mean, then what happens is at the bottom of that report, it obviously has, click here to go to, and one of the things that we're going to have on the page here is, as opposed to all these categories, we're going to have resources. We want to have a resources, and that will be basically your product catalog, in which all these different products that we create will be listed. Avish, any thoughts on that?
No, it sounds. I'm just trying to think about it. But I mean, that sounds smart. Like I can't really think of anything to add at this moment.
Cool. Okay. So I'm just making sure that I'm seeing everything correctly. So Tony, I think do you then have an idea of what you have to do next, which is you have to create the free material, the free report, and we have to do some website creation stuff, and we have to do the ongoing creation of products, because every time we do the other thing, which is once we get people starting to sign up, and then the other thing is, Tony, is you have to be thinking about what are going to be the elements of each of the programs, these 11, 22, and 33. So my guess would be, the $11 membership is, it's once a month. Let's make it really easy. The 22 is twice a month, and the high-end one is 4 times a month.
Yeah, once a week. Yeah.
Yeah, once a week. So in doing this, so now the thing is, what you're going to want to be doing is this information down here, these products that you create, these products here, are going to be timeless. This membership is going to be timely, meaning to say these are going to be things that, okay, I'm glad you got on today because just yesterday it was announced that blah, 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 so you got to get on it right away.
And I tend to do that in seminars where I looked at something the night before and I tell everybody the next morning.
Okay, good. So then when we start doing these webinars, you're going to be doing that. So now if I sign up for the $11 membership once a month, by the time you start talking, you say, well, you know, we told people, and you always got to be on the lookout for these things. Those of you who are, you know, platinum members, you guys got a heads up on this right away. And so we got to figure out, you know, under each of these memberships, we have to have bullet points as to what, you know, what do they contain. And obviously, the $22 membership is this and this and this and this. And this one, the 33 is all the stuff, and the 22 plus more kind of thing.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah, and that way you're gonna have it. It's gonna be cool.
Oh, definitely.
Cool. Excellent. Okay.
Well, this is my first attempt at website design, sir.
Nice. Well, this is a Wix site. Now, what's going to happen is, who are you going to get to do the actual site? Do you have that all set up, or what are you going to do? You want to have Stanley to take a whack at it, or what do you want to do?
Please. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have my wits end to do to kind of do the web design stuff. It's really fun and all. It's like I'm in kind of like a kid in a candy store, but need to kind of create the content now. So that'd be great.
Okay, so then in the meantime, why don't you take all the notes, use this as a place to send Stanley to, and let's tell him a little bit about what we want differently, and have him create it. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So send me some info. You know, send me the notes that we've just discussed on that.
Oh, definitely. I'll take notes from what we've talked about over the last few meetings.
And then you can send it to me and copy it to Stanley, and I'll say, hey, Stanley, take a look and try and do this. And we're eventually gonna put this all on a sort of a temporary site until we're ready to relaunch Travel Scrooge, right?
Yes, exactly. And
okay,
I
cool.
think that would be kind of a cool thing to talk about, to do a little bit of a relaunch or a launch.
Yeah, I like it. Avish, any thoughts before we move to you?
No, it's looking good.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so good, Tony. So you got your marching orders there for the next couple of weeks here, I think.
Well, at least.
Uh-huh.
But that's great. Thank you, Fred.
Okay, so Avish, let's talk about you. So tell me, first off, Avish's got a lot going on personally. So let's talk about the business side. What's up and what's shaking there? Have you been blogging at all, or able to do that for?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the site right now, you know, based on some of the things I told you going on in my business, the other side of my business and personal life, it's kind of in a holding pattern. So I've been kind of sticking to doing 2 blog posts a week and getting the easing out once a week, just to kind of keep stuff going out there. But beyond that, I haven't really thrown my, you know, occasionally in the easy, and I'll throw out like an ad and see, you know, a special on one of the products, but no one really bites on it. So it's kind of in a bit of a holding pattern right now, just blogging and easing until I can really figure out the next kind of approach and angle on this.
I mean, to me, I got to tell you that I don't know if I would buy something generic on being funny as a speaker, but I'll tell you what I would buy. I think I would buy it if you said to me, hey, send me your standard presentation, either in video form or in written form, and I will give you at least 5 things to make it funnier. So in other words, if I'm a business executive or whatever, if I'm some kind of a, you know, sales, VP of sales or whatever, and I do these presentations all the time, and everybody just says, oh, you're great, but you know what? It could use a little bit of funniness. And so I think that's where, and the beauty of that, quite frankly, Vish, is that, you know, some of that stuff, if we get the right people, land the right people, it can be pretty lucrative.
So you're saying have someone send over like an hour-long presentation, or?
Yeah. or less. In other words, I think that that might be a really good thing to offer for Be Funny as a speaker. Because I'm just thinking, if it was me, I think I might be tempted to buy the generic material. But soon after I bought the generic material, I'd say, hey, this is great. But really, Avish is the guy. Maybe I can just get him to take a look at my presentation and see where I can add some humor points. And if I've tried to do some humorous stuff and it hasn't worked, he can tell me what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right.
Right, just kind of add that as a coaching type option.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that is that, I mean, I just got my report from Bill DeWeese for last month's stuff that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the thing that amazed me is he's now doing a ton of voiceover demos for people. And I mean, I think he did like $17,000 worth of voiceover demos last month. And so, I mean, some big amount. And so I'm thinking, and the reason why people are paying Bill the big bucks to do that is that he's working with them one-on-one for something that will impact their business. And in your case, you know, if you're dealing with people who are putting together presentations, if you could take their standard presentation and tweak it so it was funnier, I mean, I think those people would pay for it.
Yeah.
And now the question is, again, you know, would you, you know, how much would they pay? When we did the that live webinar event, how many people did we get to pay? We got like 9, right?
We had 7 paid.
7 paid, okay.
And then depending when they signed up, it was either $397 or $497.
Got it. And I think that this kind of a thing is something that I wouldn't charge less than $750 or $1,000 for a 1-hour presentation. Absolutely no way. I wouldn't charge any less. And so I think that might be, because I'm just thinking about myself. If I were a VP and I found this guy, Be Funny. So say I find the site and I download something of yours, or I even buy something cheap. Then my next thought is going to be, you know what? I got this sales presentation coming up in 3 weeks, and I need to add a little humor to it. And even though Avish gave me some tips, yeah, screw it. I'm just going to call him or contact him and have him see what he charges to do this.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's certainly worth putting that offer up there and then, you know, just putting it out in the world and see how people respond.
Yeah, and now the size of and by the way, Tony, one of the things you should be doing too is we need to get all of your names. Have you got a Web Marketing Magic account set up yet?
Yeah, like we did that the first time we met.
Okay, well then let's take all the names that you have, contact the Web Marketing Magic support team, and tell them that here's how I got them. These are legitimate names. I got them through seminars. These aren't spammy. And I have a total of X number. How many of you have? 200 or whatever. Can we upload them? And they'll say no problem. They're concerned about people taking a list of 33,000 people that they just got through some stupid BS means and uploading them. So they'll be pretty cool about that. So you contact the support number, ask them to upload it. As soon as we upload it, then we're going to send them a message saying, hey, just wanted to let you know, I'm Tony. Remember you took my class, and I'm launching my new website. It's coming out soon. So keep your ears open, and I'll keep you posted.
Perfect. Will do.
Okay. And Avish, in terms of ours, how many total people are on the various lists now?
Again, I still got to clean the list off. It goes out to like over 3,000, but it's a pretty low open rate. So I think I think a lot of those are these like junk emails.
Yeah, so maybe what we could do is we could put out in the next thing, I think the headline might be something like, I'll personally help make you funny. Or funnier.
Mm-hmm.
And so now what happens is it's a pitch. Maybe it's a link that goes to a YouTube page that says, hey, thanks for checking out this link. This is a new service I'm doing. What I'm going to be doing is taking, and then I would put together like a 1.5, 2, anywhere up to maybe 2.5 minutes worth of a sales pitch on video, telling people exactly what it is.
Say that again. You cut out there. I didn't hear what you said.
I'm sorry. So what I would do is I would send people to a link that is a YouTube video, which is you pitching this service, and you show an icon of a report, and then you show a video, and you say you can either send this to me in written form or in a video form, and I will critique it. This is a special deal, just starting the service, and here's my price. And then just say at the end, send me money now.
Got it.
Send me money now. But I think that would be, to me, it'd be very worthwhile. So, I mean, let's give that a shot. I think that might be worth doing. Again, I don't want you to underprice it, but as a temporary thing, just say, this price is probably ridiculously low compared to the amount of time I'm going to take, but I'm just testing the service out. So any of you who need me to tweak it, because how many times at NSA have people asked you for your help on making something funnier?
Yeah, and I give people input and they ask my feedback on stuff.
Yeah. And so the thing is that you need to get paid for that because you deserve it. I mean, the fact, as a brown man, you're going to probably get 60%, but that's
very true.
Tony, have you heard we're always making these jokes. So anyway,
I know Russell Peters.
Well, good for you.
Nice.
I don't even know who he is.
Oh. Well, he's another brown man from Canada that's pretty successful as a comic.
He is, and he's funny.
Do you know Russell Peters, Avish?
Oh yeah, he's hilarious. I've seen a bunch of his stuff. I've never seen him live, but
send me a link, man. I want to see it.
Videos.
Yeah, I like the one with the mimicking other cultures. It's really cool that he does that.
Somebody send me a link to that. You guys know who it is. So yeah, but I mean, I think, Avish, maybe this is one of the things that we could do because I think that you get asked for this all the time. So anyway, those are my thoughts. You guys both have something to do, and let's meet up next week.